Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. Just keep in mind it's a general or collective reading, so parts may or may not resonate. Take what works for you, leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. If it's been a while since I posted this, just take a look what was going on back then in your life. That would give you the more information to have clarity regarding your situation now. All right, we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we have conception. So the Eight of Wands is saying that something has been launched, a project or some sort of a project or something. It could be actually a baby. This sometimes does represent conception of an actual baby, or it could be something that you're working on and you have launched it. It's already in the making and it's on the way. And okay, so that's the energy. Whoops, I have my deck upside down here. Okay, here we go. I have the Hangman. So the Hangman is hanging from the tree of knowledge, waiting for the perfect time to be able to come down from the tree, which is when his aura lights up and he has the information that he needs to be able to launch this project, is what I'm getting. And so this is a good idea. He's doing his research and looking at things from all angles before he actually starts, and making sure that, you know, he has his information correct. And when he has checked everything out from all angles, the reason he's hanging upside down is he wants totally different viewpoint of what's going on, a different perspective. When he feels confident that he's checked this out from every angle, then he will move forward and launch this. All right, we have the Queen of Wands here, and the Queen of Wands, she's sitting on her throne. And this could be her launching the project. This could represent your energy. She is considered the sexiest queen of the four. She's a natural beauty. She follows the sun, which is represented by the sunflower. And the sunflowers turn to greet the sun. And the energy is like she's got a sunny disposition. She used this veil, and behind her is the thin veil between the spiritual realm and the physical realm, and she is known for having creative solutions to any problem. She doesn't worry. She's aware of the problem, but she just uses her logic and her intuition together so that she can come to a creative solution that works. She has the wand here. It's made of wood, and this is representing from a tree the deep roots of her ancestors, as well as the offshoots representing descendants. So she always keeps that in mind. And she has this little black cat, and this little black cat represents that she doesn't really believe in superstition. You know, yeah, some people won't have a black cat, but she's like, I like the black cat and I'm keeping the black cat, and that's that. And we have this card of reconciliation. So when there's reconciliation, quite often that would imply that there may be some forgiveness needed. This card is coming in too soon to really talk about that, but it also can represent reconciliation of your childhood. So it could be, you know, of your inner child, because at first glance, when we look at this card, it appears like there's these children playing with these potted plants, and there's someone watching over them, and they're in their yard here. But then when you look at it a second time, you recognize, hey, wait a minute, those aren't children, that's a gnome. And this is a little lady. And then you realize, hey, when you look at her from this side, she looks like she's young. But when you look at her from this side, she looks like an old hag. And so it's like, which is she? Is she an old lady or a young lady? And this is actually representing the energy of people pleasing. Are you going to, this young woman is still in that energy where she has to be nice and say yes, and, you know, okay, I'll take your flowers, but she doesn't really want to take them, because the old hag behind her here is saying, no, wait, let's walk away. We don't want those flowers from him. Let's keep going. You know, I don't want to get my hands dirty with that potted plant. And so she's wearing this white glove. And the white flowers in the tarot represent innocence. And so these are very pretty flowers, but the fact is that these flowers are datra, and they're from the nightshade family. So you would never let children play with them or pets around them, because they're very toxic for pets and young children. They can make them very, very ill. Adults, it's more, it wouldn't be as serious, but never, you wouldn't grow this plant around children. And they're very beautiful. They have these trumpet-shaped flowers, and they bloom and bloom. They're like so pretty, but they are not a safe plant to have around children and pets. And actually, shamans sometimes use the datra to be able to bring visions to people when they're doing ceremony. They have an understanding of the doses, so they are able to do that. And they've been doing it from since ancient times. But it's and then this person in the background isn't watching over the children. When you look closer, oh, they're actually walking away. So this is full of illusions, just like our childhood is. Because when in our childhood, we just kind of take what our parents say, and that's kind of our environment is really heavily imprinted on us. So this card sometimes can say that if there's forgiveness needed, it could be there's some things that happen in your childhood that you're trying to reconcile, like your inner child, so that you're stronger moving forward. Or sometimes it could just be like, this could represent people from your past coming in. At this time, as I'm doing this reading, we entered Mercury in retrograde. Mercury, the planet Mercury, appears to be going backwards when we view it from the Earth at this time. And it's infamous for causing problems in communication and technology when we are in this position. I've had my fill of that myself this week. I had problems with my HVAC, and it was like really, really challenging to figure out why it was doing what it was doing. And then I finally did, and it was awesome. And now I've communicated that to the strata management, and so that they can communicate it to others for others to avoid the problem. But it was a 3-day event, basically. And what I thought was going to take me an hour. So that's why I'm a little bit off schedule with all my readings right now, because I had to deal with that. But that's the kind of energy that comes up. It's nothing that serious, but it still has to be attended to. And that's the kind of technological glitches. I also did this reading a couple hours ago, and my mic had quit working because it was low on power. So I did the whole reading, and now I'm redoing it. And I'm hoping this is a more fun reading than the last one. And so far, so good. But like that, I guess that reading it was sad, because it was a really neat reading. But it was, when I went to upload it, it had no sound. And I was like, oh. But so we're doing this one instead. And this is talking about that energy, though. That's the kind of glitches that happened in miscommunication at this time. So it's something to keep in mind through the retrograde. And the retrograde will last until about the 20th of March. So that energy is pretty much with us for the entire month. I'm posting this tomorrow on March 2nd. So that will be, just to keep in mind. And it's also like, this is also saying, like, this could be someone that, like, you're going into your past. Like, it could be someone that you know from high school or elementary school or something, and you run into them, or that kind of energy. But a lot of times people from the past come in during retrograde times, because that energy comes in so that we can clean up whatever is still, like, we haven't cleaned up with people from the past and situations from the past. Now we have the Emperor here, and the Emperor is all about performance. And the Emperor is wearing his armor underneath his robe, because in a moment's notice he's ready to get up and go. He would be someone at the very top of his profession, someone who's highly, looked up to. He has the qualities of all 4 kings rolled into one. So he's wise and very intelligent, and a very good thinker. Like he's someone that has great ideas. He is able to bring those ideas down to earth and earn money from them, and has a good lifestyle, understands how manifestation works. He also has, is very available emotionally, because he has learned how to curb his emotions so that he is able to remain, in a neutral place and not have a hot temper, or, do impulsive things that he regrets later. And he's also very loving, and someone that's stable in love. If an emperor is in his upright energy, he has all these qualities of all the four kings, and it's someone that is he's admired, and people will go to for advice. And then we have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant and the Emperor are sitting together here in this reading. And the Hierophant represents traditional structure. So this is coming all the way from the spiritual realm down to the physical. The Hierophant is responsible for bringing justice to the planet, and justice like in the third dimensional way, like in matters of law and order. So this would be someone that at the top of, a judicial system, or first and foremost, it represents the energy of the God, the Most High, bringing His judgment down and then having that implemented. And so if you're a religious person, this would be someone like the Pope, the Bishop, the Cardinal, someone that's really high up and in your church or religious organization. And then we have also that if you're more of on a spiritual nature, that would mean going straight to source energy, to God Himself, and to the universe, and going inward as, through meditation to reach that energy. And also on a traditional level on the 3D, and it would represent law enforcement. So this could be a Supreme Court judge or a head prosecutor, that kind of energy. If it's a lawyer, some lawyer energy, it would be someone who is in a firm and is like a partner, someone high up. Now we have the King of Cups. We have a lot of real strong male energy coming out here all together. So the King of Cups is sitting out on his throne, out in this middle of this water that's very chaotic here. And so this water represents volatile emotions and chaos. So the King of Cups is in the eye of the storm. He is totally like the Emperor. He is able to contain his emotions. He's learned how to do so over the years, and he has a cup of love here that he would like to present to someone, but he is waiting for the opportune time. He recognizes that now is not the best time. He does have his right foot forward, so he's ready to take action at a moment's notice, but he and he will do so when he feels the timing is perfect. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is talking about the past, the present, and the future, synchronicity coming together. There's actually 3 wheels on this Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune, on one of these wheels, you can see it has the Hebrew letters for the name of God, and those translated to English, it's tetragrammaton, and a tetragrammaton is a mathematical term that it applies when and it's very close to the phi ratio, and the phi ratio is what makes up the golden ratio. If you know what the golden ratio is, it's when we have like different proportions of an energy of a person, place, or thing, and they are nesting kind of in different ratios of the same. 1.618 is the equation. And it's like the proportions of our face are made up of the golden ratio, the proportions of our body, the proportions of an animal's face and body, same thing. A starfish is like made up of that ratio. The energy of a tree, like the branches, the way they grow on the tree, is also the golden ratio. It's that mathematical sequence. What else? Examples: tornadoes, hurricanes. They're all made up in this perfect proportions. You can see it throughout nature: flowers, seashells, just pretty much everything. If you look it up online, you can, see a lot of information about that. But it's talking about how God manifests. That everything's in perfect proportion and mathematically in perfect order. And so we actually have a very orderly, mathematical God, and that likes to see things clean and neat and tidy. And we have the Four of Cups coming in. This is sitting right on the King of Cups here. And so this energy is talking about disappointment in love. So is it the King of Cups that's disappointed in love? We'll have to see. Right now I'm building a pyramid. This bottom row represents the energy of, kind of what's happening in this reading, or like what's occurred so far, and the tools that you have to overcome it. So, we've got someone that's really in a lot of thought right now, making sure that they're going inward, like looking at the situation from all angles. We have the energy of the Queen of Wands and possibly some sort of forgiveness and reconciliation. We have the Emperor showing up along with the Hierophant, along with the King of Cups. So this is a lot of very masculine energy that's very high up. And we also have the Wheel of Fortune turning in our favor right now, moving forward to launch this. This has been launched already, but I'm getting it's just been launched, and to make sure it lands, that's the trick. And so, yes, someone's disappointed in love. It could be any one of these people, of these figures, right? So we'll see. Let's see what it's about. We have 3 cups here, and a 4th cup is being offered. This person is sitting under the tree, and they're very disappointed. And it's kind of like the energy, I don't want the cup. I already have been so disappointed. I am done with love. I'm just going to not have love for the rest of my life. And he looks pretty young, so that's not a good, that's not really something that you want to be. You don't want to be in that energy. The universe is offering this gift of love, but he's like, I don't want it. And so there's quite a few options that this could be. These cups quite often, like in this scenario like this, do represent romantic love, but the cups can also represent what you love to do or what you love to be, and other people or energies that you love, other than just romance. But quite often it is romance. Like I'd say it's more likely to be romance than anything else when it comes up. And so this is talking about, it could be that there was someone that you gave 3 chances to, and they're asking for a 4th chance. And you're like, no, you're 3 strikes, you're out. It could be that you've had 3 different relationships that have been very challenging for you, and you're like, whoa, like if this is, I don't want to do this again. I don't want to do this a 4th time. Sometimes this can represent that there was a 3rd party involvement in what was supposed to be a couple. And it also can represent that, plus the universe might be handing a cup of a love in the form of a baby. So if there was someone stepping outside of the relationship, this card sometimes represents, for me, it represents a pregnancy. Generally with a 3rd party involvement though. And then, and as soon as I said that, I started coughing. Like, whoa, it's like real heavy energy. Yeah, and the Knight of Swords has come in. So the Knight of Swords is running from this, like, get me out of here. Don't want that. So that kind of energy is coming in, for sure. This is talking, so the Knights would work for the King and Queen, and they would deliver messages from kingdoms far and wide, and quite often they would do that by horse. Now, the thing about the Knight of Swords is you can see that sometimes this can be like the energy of a fool rushing in to deliver the message, or running away from something. And I feel it's more like, oh, I didn't want to hear that information. And he's only got half the story, and we can't see the point of his sword. So this sometimes represents someone that is only got half the information. The swords represent your thoughts, your discipline of your mind, and your mental intelligence. So this energy is he's running away from the thought of this, basically. He's running through barren land and through the, against the wind. So this energy we have on the 17th of February, we moved in to the year of the fiery horse energy. And this is the energy, the exact energy, an example of it that you do not want to be in right now, where you're where the horse is running like this and you're in a hurry and you're not really sure of where you're going and it's against the wind and you only have half the story. That kind of impulsive energy can really set you back at this time. Actually, for the whole, like the fiery horse energy is about new adventures and being really high-spirited and setting high achievement goals. And in matters of love, it's about being very passionate and heartfelt. But the danger of this energy is being impulsive. You know, if you've ever seen a horse spook and run, it's that kind of energy. It's not safe. And you can run, a horse can run a long way when it's in a spooked, and if it gets the bit in its mouth, it can go a long way. And so you can get way off course with this energy. So this is information coming in regardless. And probably it's not going to be a night running in with it, but it might be like a pregnancy test is what I'm getting. And there could be a phone call, an email. It could be, a text message. I hope it's not a text message. Hey, by the way, you're going to be a father. Well, I think it happens though. And so this energy could be, something you see on social media. It could be like you go to an event and you see someone there and they tell you something, that kind of energy. And it can also be something that, like even just watching the news or whatever, that energy trickling down. So there's all sorts of forms of communication that can come in. And what is this? Okay, so now this is the energy of the wounded warrior. And this is like, there's 8 wands here and he's leaning on the 9th one. So you see these 8 wands here? It says that they have landed now. It's a project that the Wounded Warrior has been working on. The Wounded Warrior represents someone who's been on their destined path, but it's been quite the battle kind of energy. They've had a lot. It's been challenging to get these 8 wands landed where you wanted them to go. And now you're leaning on the 9th one and you're exhausted and you're wondering, like, the head is bandaged. I got a headache. Like I need to be complete. Like there's 10 wands in the tarot. So the 9th wand, you're almost there. It's that kind of energy. And then we have the Lovers. Okay, so this might be saying that this person is in this wounded warrior energy because his lover was possibly. It could be that this happened in the past and that they've come back in and maybe they got together for old time's sake and then she got pregnant or he got, impregnated someone, that kind of energy. Could be that kind of energy. This, the cloud between the lovers represents not really knowing the person as well as you think you do, and that you should really get to know people really well before you become lovers because of this kind of energy, basically. I feel like it's got something to do with that. It's sitting right on the past and on performance. So at least a good time was had by all. So I don't know which of, this could be the King of Cups energy because it's sitting right on the King of Cups and destiny is turning. And in God's eyes, every baby is a gift. Like there's no such thing as a baby that is not made of love because God loves every one of his children. And the circumstances under which a baby comes in can be unfortunate for some people or like surprising or whatever else. But the baby itself is a blessing, always, always, always. And then we have this energy of the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is talking about having their eye on. So it's talking about a lover having their eye on someone now. This could be after having this disappointing situation and then all of a sudden you meet someone and maybe it was someone that you knew from the past but you didn't maybe date, because this sort of implies that you don't really know them, or if you may know of them but you don't. So maybe there was a reunion or something And it could be like maybe your partner ended up getting pregnant with someone else, and now that's the disappointment. I feel like that's more the energy coming in here, because now we have a new lover here, and it's sitting right on this energy of the reconciliation or a reunion of some sort coming up. And this is the Page of Cups is saying, like, he knows there's plenty of fish in the sea, but he is really focused on this cup. So someone has their eye on someone. This could be the Emperor, this could be the King of Cups. I'm not getting it's the Hierophant. The Hierophant is maybe a religious figure, so let's hope it's not him. You never know these days with the information coming out. All right. There is a lot of names in those files. All right, so we now have this energy coming in of the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords is representing an energy of a never-ending nightmare, something that, you know, you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't sleep because you're worried. It also, though, can represent enlightenment coming in. And it's sitting on this Hanged Man, coming in from source energy, from God or from the Holy Spirit. And it can come in the form of dreams that are very real. And this could represent someone trying to remember the dream because they were shown, okay, these are the actions you need to take, the steps. These swords almost look like steps. And that you could move forward in that energy. This also can be, this quilt here has cosmic symbols on it. So what it's saying is the universe has you covered. And it also says, like, you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to get out of bed to make shift happen, that kind of energy. Sometimes this card can represent the energy of, like, Groundhog Day. But like just being very bored and then doing something impulsive because you're so bored, that kind of energy. We have Temperance. So Temperance is speaking of, bringing your own special quality down to earth in the form of an angel, basically. So a lot of people feel this is the Earth Angel card, that there is, in the Bible, it says 144,000 angels coming in human form, to kind of even the planet out a little, because you may have noticed there's a lot of shift going on in the planet, and right now we need some angels. That's a good idea. But this card is talking about having temperance, like having a good temperament, like not rushing and not being in foolish energy, being like very calm and collected and temperate. And it's talking about having devotion to your destined path, what God put you on the earth to do. And so this person is doing alchemy with the water from the universal waters, and pouring that so that, and then they have the left foot is actually grounded on earth. So this represents bringing what is heavenly and from the universe and your own special talents down to earth, and then you see these flowers blooming here. This is the path to your glory. And so this energy here is talking about, get on the path and go take that path. So this is saying, like, it takes a lot of patience to stay on your destined path at times. It can be really challenging, but the rewards are really great when you do, because it's your crowning glory. It's what you came on the planet to do. There is an Ace of Cups coming in, and that's sitting right on this energy of the Page of Cups. And so the Page of Cups would be sent, but I feel this is the King of Cups energy, wanting to offer a lover a cup of love here. And he's been watching this energy and watching maybe some energy unfold, and he feels that this person would be the perfect person for his destined path. Now, the King of Cups could be also representing an energy, one of the energies that the Emperor has, because remember I said the King or the Emperor is all four kings rolled into one person. So this could represent, this is part of the Emperor, so it could be the Emperor, the part of the Emperor that's the King of Cups. And it's actually the Emperor here that is moving forward in this way. So even emperors can have problems in love, is what it's saying. So this is destined by God. This is the perfect partner for you. And so that's clarifying it. that this is someone that that you consider like an earth angel that is meant for you, someone that is going to bring peace into your life and have, you know, the lilies here are growing, they come from the mud at the bottom of the water, and that's the energy. It's talking about beauty coming out of hardship, basically. We have the King of Wands coming in. So the King of Wands is looking straight at this cup and at this in this direction as well. So the King of Wands is sitting on the Emperor. So this could be, okay, not only is the King wanting to offer, or the Emperor wanting to offer a cup of love, of a stable love, but they're also wanting, they're very passionate about it. And they have been eyeing this energy up, and you know, this is what they feel is their destiny. And maybe this is just representing having had a lot of relationships in the past, because the King of Wands is considered the sexiest king of all the kings. He is like he would not have any problem finding people to, you know, have relationships with. And he's considered to be very sexy, the kind of guy you wouldn't kick out of bed for eating crackers. You could forgive him for anything because he's charming and he's fun to be with. He's a visionary, so he has a really optimistic nature. He's passionate about what he does. He's basically, you know, the male version or the masculine version of the Queen of Wands. So perhaps this is the energy, because the Queen of Wands is sitting, this is sitting on here. So this may be an emperor that is in the energy of the King of Cups and the King of Wands, and wanting to offer this cup of love to the Queen of Wands. It could be that energy. We'll see. We have now, look at this, we have the Queen of Swords. So now look at this. The Queen of Swords is not, like, they are not looking at each other. So this could represent the King of Wands having been really put through it with a relationship in the past, and he might be someone who's divorced. So this is most commonly when the Queen of Swords shows up, she most likely is someone who's divorced, and that energy, you can see, like, she's got her left hand up, and so she's willing to receive, but at the same time, she, and look at, she's right on this energy here. Look at that. And look at this, this energy is really looking at her, running towards her. And she's looking at him and saying, okay, I want the information, but it better be correct or off with your head. It's kind of been there, done that, have the t-shirt, not in the mood kind of energy. And her head is above the clouds, so she knows what she wants and what she doesn't want. So this could represent this energy here, you know, that the King of Cups has let go of, it looks like, because they don't appear to have much to say to each other at this point. You know, we'll keep going here and see. We have, oh, the Empress coming in now. Oh, so now what it's saying is that the Empress, like the Emperor, is all four queens rolled into one person. So the Empress is like, she's learned the discernment of the Queen of Swords. She's been there, done that, has the t-shirt, that kind of energy. She is also like the Queen of Wands, very sexy, and, you know, able to everything that we talked about there. She has unconditional love, like the Queen of, you know, the Queen of Cups, and she also is very good with resources, like she, you know, with the Pentacle energy. As a matter of fact, the Empress is sitting here and this wheat is growing at her feet. She, like this energy here, she doesn't worry. She just, hey, puts the plans in place. I'm going to grow this wheat. I'm going to do it the way, I'm going to figure out how should I do it, and then I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, and then I'm going to have faith that nature will take care of it and I will have a beautiful crop. And that's how she produces. So she's considered like a magnet for attracting, you know, manifestations. And she is considered to be pregnant with possibilities. And this is actually the pregnancy card. So we've got that pregnancy energy coming in again. So this energy could be saying, okay, so there's a couple things that could be here. There's some sort of need for reconciliation or forgiveness here considered. And this comes right after the Queen. So maybe the Queen and the King have had a relationship in the past, but it was just sort of like a passing thing. And then I feel that this energy could be expressing like because now we have an emperor and an empress. And this could be talking about what they've been through in their lives, and not necessarily with each other, though. I feel like they've just met because the Wheel of Fortune turned to bring them together. But it's saying that this emperor has these qualities in explaining what's happened. He's been disappointed in the past, but now this empress energy is coming in, and she's also, it looks like she's been disappointed in the past, and doesn't have any patience for any bullshit when it comes to relationships. So you have to come in correct to her. That's the energy. And she's like pointing, you see, I'm an empress. I expect to be treated like one. That's the energy. All right. And she is ready. This is someone who's ready to have babies, ready, wants to build a family, whatever. If that's what, that's what this energy is representing here. This is the pregnancy card. For a lot of people that read tarot will say this is the card for pregnancy. This is causing a major transition. So this energy coming in. We're talking again about the year of the fiery horse. We've got another horse here. We've got the Grim Reaper on it. A lot of people are afraid of this card, but it rarely means actual physical death. It means more like transition of systems and structures, traditional structures. It's sitting right on here. So this is talking about birth and death and rebirth and moving forward on. Again, we see the destined path here that we see. Now, where is that card? Where did I? Oh, here. So we have it in both places here. And so this is, the Grim Reaper is a symbol of transition, and some people are not wanting the change, and so this older person is almost bartering with the Grim Reaper. Don't come through here. We don't want change here. But these young people here, the one is holding a flower out and saying here, and this represents new growth, blooming, rebirth, and an energy. And so the king has been trampled, and this energy is not actually representing a king being trampled, but it's representing the energy of the monarchy and other political systems and energies like that throughout the world being dismantled and having to be re-put back together because there's major change happening. That's what we're seeing on the planet right now for sure. And we have that light at the end of the tunnel. We also have this eclipse season that we're in. If you want to know more about the astrological, go to my playlist on the new moon, full moon. I'm on the last 3 readings. I just have 3 signs left. And about regarding these eclipse energies, so both of them, the new moon from the 17th and the full moon on the 3rd of March, have a lot of really interesting information. There's a lot of astrological influences right now that are really affecting what's going on in the planet. It's really quite interesting and it's valuable information, but I don't want to get into that because that's a whole reading all of its own. This is the foundation of the 4 of Pentacles represents having a strong foundation to be able to build something together, basically. The pentacles are representing money, but you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle you want. So it's more about lifestyle. And this card represents sometimes the energy of, yes, you do have a strong foundation for having a good lifestyle. Having said that, this is the 3 levels of making money, and this is your the energy of being safe money. And then there's the going after your heart's desires, and then going for your crown and glory, which would be staying on this path. if you're on this path, you're more likely to get the support from the universe because you're on God's plan and you're fulfilling what the part of God's plan that you, in your own unique way, are bringing down to the earth. And so he has his back to the city here because he's going to have to leave his comfort zone to be able to move out of this safe energy and go after heart's desires, and then also the crown and glory. And sometimes this card can represent that you've been playing small, never taking any risks, being so worried, like if you let go of your money that you'll lose it and you'll never be able to earn it back. Or it sometimes can just represent being selling yourself short, and which is basically kind of the same energy. We have the Nine of Pentacles here. So the Nine of Pentacles, now we're talking money. So this is talking about the Nine of Pentacles actually is the card before the 10, which is the ultimate fulfillment in Pentacles. You notice she's wearing very similar clothing to the Empress, because in this is from the Minor Arcana and the Empress is from the Major Arcana. So this is saying like this is pre-Empress energy. So for sure that's confirming that the kings and the queens showing up here are actually in that energy of, it's sort of telling the story of how they got to where they're going here. So the Queen here, the Empress, she needed to learn about how to, the give and take of money, and how much money, time, energy you invest in someone, how much time, money, energy you they return. And so it's about the give and take of business and also of life in general, of giving your energy to other people and having expecting a fair return and a fair exchange of energy between people. And this is a skill that we learn. She always has her hand on the 6 coin here, and this represents and this is what she always makes sure she has before giving to anyone else. She knows this is how much it costs to run my home, my businesses, to make sure I have something on the side in case of emergency. And then these other 3 pentacles, one could be maybe for more risky investments. This one would be for, charity, and the other one maybe for, helping out family members that need help, that kind of energy, or putting money away for education, that sort of thing. And so we have this energy here of the Falcon represents having the foresight. And this always reminds me of Nikola Tesla, who said if you understood the beauty of the 3, 6, 9, then you would have the keys to the universe. And so if you keep that ratio, you're more likely to be successful in life and be able to have like kind of a slush fund for if you need it and not get caught, And so this is talking about knowing what you know, like this is the direction I want to go in for sure. So this is saying this transition is happening. I feel it's talking about this divorce or whatever between the Emperor and his former partner, and probably the same thing has happened with the Queen of Wands there, so it's the Empress energy. These two have probably already been in a relationship where they've been separated or divorced, and they've been disappointed in the relationship, and it's that kind of energy. That's the that's why they have an understanding between each other. They understand what it's like, and they both have learned these lessons basically. And this is saying, okay, I know what I know. I know I want to move forward with this. I'm willing to fight for it. He's got his wand up here. These people may be in competition for what he wants, but he's standing on higher ground. And also you'll notice he has one foot with a boot on and one foot with a shoe on. And sometimes this can represent being in an in-between stage where, you got one foot in one reality and one foot in another. And this card is saying conviction beyond a doubt. I know what I know, and that's what I'm doing. Yes, and look, it's showing the competition here. So this is talking about perhaps, well, the Emperor and Empress, there's a lot of competition, of course, for them because they're an Emperor and an Empress. So that it can be talking like this could almost be the energy down here, and that you've had to really learn not only the lesson, because it's sitting right here, learning the lessons about lifestyle, basically. So I'm getting a couple things here. So this is talking the same sort of energy about making sure that you have your hand on the pentacles. It's sort of the same when it comes to matters of love. That yes, there's a lot of competition out there, and like both the Empress and the Emperor are highly desirable. Both of them are considered to have the qualities of the sexiest king and queen of them all. So there's probably a lot of competition for them. Like they don't have trouble finding dates, is what I'm saying. But this is kind of an immature competition. And it's kind of when people come to a point of conviction, I know what I know, and I'm mature enough now that I want to move forward with this and be in a more committed relationship and let go of the competition here. And I feel like that's what that energy there is representing. We have judgment being called, so coming, the Hierophant is now responsible. The Hierophant is actually able to marry people, he's got the power. If that's the case here, this cup of love is coming in. God has ordained this, basically, that these two get together so that they can move forward on his plan, basically. And the ancestors are cheering, and the descendants are waving back and forth. Sometimes this can represent an energy of Pandora's box being opened, or skeletons coming out of the closet kind of energy. We'll see if there's any of that. Yeah, so, okay, so it could be that both of them or one of them, like it could have been different. It would be different scenarios. I don't get, it was, it could, like it was different people, like they're two different people, but they've had similar experiences, is what I'm saying. And so either someone has walked away from love, or they have someone else walked away from them for love. And so that could be, that's this energy here. Look, we have 5 cups here, and then we have these 3 cups represented here. And these are all neatly lined up, and then all of a sudden there's a gap. So this could represent like 5 years, of things going along hunky-dory, and then in the last 3 years, not so much. And this can represent that division between, because there was a third party involvement, that energy we were talking about here, or giving someone 3 chances and saying, I'm out of here, I'm done. And so it could be either someone walked away on them, or they walked away. And then we have the unconditional love. And so this is the Queen of Cups coming in now. So this is talking about the unconditional love. So that this love is forming between the Emperor and the Empress, and it's talking about the Queen of Cups. She's like the King of Cups now. So she's matching his energy as much as he feels that he's in love with her. The Emperor feels he's in love with her. She now feels the same about him. So she's let her heart melt a little. And this can also represent down the maternal line, the energy coming in from the ancestors cheering, because they're like, yay, these two are perfect for each other. And this is she has a lid on her cup here. It's the only one with a lid, and it's almost like a trophy, because it represents having she's a container of unconditional love. And then we have no more being left out in the cold. That's the energy I feel like. And this card quite often means being left out in the cold, but in this instance, I feel it's more, we're dealing with an Emperor and an Empress, and I feel like even an Emperor and Empress can feel this way, like, hey, I don't fit in, I don't belong, that kind of energy. I suck at love. I can do everything else great, but it's it just can't seem to find the right partner. And so now this energy can be talking about them getting together. It's like they're not in this energy anymore. But sometimes this energy comes up because It's, you know, if you're meant to shine and you're meant to be like a power couple like this, you're not meant to fit in. You're not meant to be part. You're meant to be the person that puts the puzzle together, not be a piece in the puzzle. And that's the energy that I'm picking up. That maybe both the Empress and Emperor at times felt like, hey, I feel really misunderstood. I just can't find someone that I can that I want to spend my life with, basically. That kind of energy, because they can never relate to my energy. I stick out like a sore thumb around other people sometimes, but the Empress feels the same way. So the two of them, when they get together, it's you know, a divine, like it's this divine relationship here. And so at the top of the pyramid we have, look at that, that's about this card represents multitasking and being busy. But I feel like that in this instance, like if we consider that if it's the Emperor and the Empress coming together now, it's kind of having to combine their two lives and juggle that. And then their destined path, getting on it. Sometimes this can talk about being so busy that you're multitasking to the point where you have less quality and more quantity work done. And maybe that's something that both of them are experiencing, like they don't have someone else that they can rely on. So when they come together, the energy could be very different. Sometimes what this card says is juggle your options, but never juggle your morals. And it talks about this relationship building momentum. So I feel like that this energy is representing two people coming together that have worked very hard to stay on their destined path, and they have they're above average people. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not just your everyday kind of people, and they were meant to come together because their two qualities coming together are really going to benefit the earth, and it's part of God's plan that they do so. So we're going to clarify this for those of you. If you feel like, hey, no, I know what's going on here. It's all good. This is really good energy. It's a really good reading. It's saying that, you know, in the end, we can all find someone that works out for us, even if it's later in life. Sometimes that's the way it is. If you have enjoyed this reading, give it a like and comment. I would really appreciate it. It helps me build my channel. And I'm going to clarify now with my oracle, and this is Tales from the Vector, Tails, and this is something I started back in 2007, around March 3rd, around the same time as this energy of this eclipse we're going into in 2 days. And it's really interesting because in 2007 there was the exact same energy almost astrologically as right now on the planet. And that's when I started. I was looking back. So, you know, if you want to look back at if this energy of this eclipse energy and you're trying to understand it, look back, what were you doing in 2007 on March 3rd? Because it's almost exactly the same astrologically. And it might give you a lot of foresight, like into what's going on now. And kind of like when I saw it, I just laughed. Because I started this oracle in 2007. It's from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And during the time, like I was really busy. I was a single mom and teaching seminars, and I was traveling a lot. And I was also, you know, like these paintings were really big paintings. And I didn't really understand the energy back then at all. I was like, okay, I'll paint them, but I've never painted a dragon before. They just kept coming to me, and they come from different parts of the world. And different parts of the universes I got. And so this energy, I finally have it all completed, all the paintings in 2020. There's 64 of them. And I'm now working on putting it out there, but I want to get the information correct. So I'm playing with them with these cards here. The cards that I'm using have a number on them, and that number represents the number of the paintings as it is in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. So you can, in the description box below, I will put the numbers of the cards as they appear. And you can go check it out if you want to see, you know, some dragons from the future flying through the air. Like, very different energy, each dragon. They all have their own special purpose. All right, so we're going, and there's dragonflies and there's crystals and Yeah, there's angels and there's all sorts of energy, actually. All right, so what we have coming in here, it's interesting. We have judgment. And so the judgment here, I feel like it's like on the planet, you know, and this is actually God's judgment. This is unfettered. This represents the cosmic heartbeat. And it's saying that really God is the only one that can really judge other people. Like, we can judge ourselves in situations, but when it comes to other people, we don't really know what they've been through. Only God really does. And so it's talking about the cosmic justice coming in. And we have worldly and otherworldly desires. So this is giving yourself total permission to stay on your authentic desire path, basically. Sometimes it might be a weird path, but you weren't meant to fit in. You weren't meant to, you know, it's okay if you stick out like a sore thumb. You were meant to build the puzzle, not be part of it. That's the energy coming in. This is talking, make sure your journey is not a foolish one. Learn from the past, don't repeat it. So sometimes, you know, when we go back in the past, like retrogrades are dangerous for that, like ex-lovers coming in, people that were friends before and they want a second chance and let's renew our friendship in that. You be very careful because people quite often show you exactly who they are the first time around. And if you're going to believe in anything, believe that. We have the Scorpio energy coming in on the Emperor. I just want to say that when my cards come in with horoscope signs, I'm not talking about a specific person. I'm talking about the energy of that sign. We all have a little bit of each planet in us and in our birth chart. And we also have, you know, the different signs, and we can learn from each of the signs. The energy of the Scorpio energy, Scorpios are considered to be the sexual gladiator. They're quite often, you know, someone who is a very sexual person, and that's that energy that they're in. But it's also more about being able to unite people, and rather than conquering them. So elevating and you know, elevating other people. Scorpio, when they are in their best energy, that's the energy that we're looking for, that ability to do so and be charming while you do it. And the World coming in. So we have the World is talking about, you know, this is the very last card that we come across in the major arcana. When the Fool begins his journey, this is the last card that shows, okay, now you've achieved your goal for this cycle. And so this is representing, I feel like this Fool is on a new journey, and it was they've ended this journey with the person from the past, is what I'm getting. Dunk, it's ended right here, and now we're starting again, and that's the energy that we're in. So we have disruption. And disruption is talking about what's fun for some is not fun for everyone. Yes, that would be like this third-party energy. I'm sure they were having fun, but you probably weren't. And then Libra energy is when you're a mature enough adult that you can make decisions about love, like, and about commitments like marriage and having babies with people, and understanding that, hey, it is a big responsibility. Also, this is when you are in that frame of mind, then you're less likely to go on a foolish journey with someone, you know, and thinking, having expectations of how it's going to work out. And those expectations just create limitations for you. When you're in a more mature space and you're ready for a commitment of that sort, it's more likely that you can anticipate it turning out. And then we have the anger. And so this is a karmic space, and anger is like the gift that just keeps on giving. I mean, you know, this is kind of the energy the Queen of Swords is in. And it's just, you know, you could stay angry for your whole life, but it's just going to eat you up inside. And quite often, generation after generation has anger passed down. And it's very toxic energy. Some people use anger to motivate themselves, but it's really it breaks down your body and it breaks down your mind. It's like not the best way to manifest. The battle star energy, it's better if you breathe. Breathe through your nose. Your nose, when you breathe through your nose, especially when you get really upset, it sends more oxygen to your brain. When you breathe in and out through your nose, It's much more calming. And this is having the courage not to breathe, but to be able to get through the battles. You know, that, like, there's a lot of energy here to get through. We have the Capricorn energy coming in, and so this is the most ambitious of the, and most mature of the Pentacle signs. So this is someone like the Emperor that can really bring it in, disciplined steps and consistent steps of action, being able to see the possibilities within the challenges, and having the courage to tackle it, and then say, I'm going to bring this in. That kind of energy. Lack of awareness is also a karmic space. So yeah, never underestimate the power of willful ignorance. So sometimes, especially in matters of love, you know, you've probably heard the saying, love is blind, and that's for a reason. Because sometimes our intuition is screaming at us, but we just don't listen because we don't want to believe it. It's kind of like, no, this person's perfect for me. Degradation. Shame off you. Yeah, sometimes, like, especially in these situations, if someone leaves us, or, you know, there's been a third party involvement, and we were the last one to know kind of energy, that can be really feeling like very degrading. Knowing, hey, everybody knew more about my life than I did, and nobody told me. It can be really challenging information. But I did a reading. I'm trying to remember. I think it was called a scandalous situation is what I named it, because it. If you've heard of Giselle Pellico, she was in a situation where her husband really, she was married to him for 30 years, and she had total, you know, trust in him, and he set her up in a really degrading way, and she was assaulted by, you know, I think it was around 70 men, but she was, when she went to court, and this happened in France, when she went, it was about 4 years ago now, I think, that she was in the court situation. But she really said something that really was profound to me. And she's a very brave woman, because she wanted to make sure that this didn't happen to other women. And she had the opportunity to have, be anonymous, and not no one knowing what her name was, and having the court behind closed doors. And she refused. She said, these people tried, they did their best to victimize me, but I'm not anyone's victim. And I want publicly known that I am not a victim. And I want the responsibility put back on the people that perpetrated it against me. And she went through a lot to be able to do that. But what she said is, the shame does not belong to me. The shame belongs to them. And if I do this quietly, why should I protect them from their shame and carry it for them for the rest of my life? I don't want to do that. And so she was, really a brave, like, this happened, and she was an older woman. So she really, I admired her strength in that, and like her commitment to make sure that some laws were changed, and that it didn't happen to other younger women. And all these women, it was amazing, because all these women from all around came, and women and men, and every day that she went into court, they would stand out there, and they would encourage her and shout out how much they loved her and thank her for being so brave. And so it was really, a touching, I felt like a real story that really talks about having the courage to do what's right, and then also not accepting being a victim. Like, you don't have to, you can stand up for yourself. I really admired that in her. So this is talking about, hold the drama. Life's a slice, hold the drama. Drama's great for the theater. And then we have falling and failing in love is a matter of I. So this is actually the same dragon, twins, basically. One's in the upright position, this one, and this one's falling. And this one this is the cosmic heart, and this is the individual heart chakra. And this dragon is saying falling and failing in love is a matter of I. People can only love you as much as you love yourself. And so that's kind of this energy with Giselle Pellico, that That's what she said healed her. It was really challenging. It was really hard. And it took a lot out of her, but she said that she is very glad that she did that because it was the most healing part of the journey. This is talking about the guiding star, using your intuition as well as your logic to be able to get through anything. And then we have the strength and the integrity to do so. So yeah, this is talking about having the courage to tackle hard times in life, and then hey, all of a sudden you're an emperor and empress and you're together and you're doing really amazing shift for the planet. It has a happy ending. I really like that because it's been a kind of a challenging time on the planet right now, and it's just kind of with everything coming out and situations around the world that are not peaceful right now. So just sending a lot of prayers out to those people involved that are caught in the middle of all of this. It's challenging, but this says that God is here, and we do all have a unique part in that plan. And if we become the best version that we can be of ourselves and be brave and set a good example, then we're doing our part. So if you enjoyed this reading, please do give it a like and a comment. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the channel. I would be honored if you did so. I will be back with another reading, daily reading for you tomorrow. Bye for now.